You can strip my woman, you can strip my pride, but don't you ever kill the cat. Alright, so Fairy Tale 300, we have arrived. It's been a while. Glad to be back reviewing it. The past couple weeks, for the most part, in a nutshell, the first chapter of 298 was basically a fan service chapter of them just hanging out in an amusement park, and the next chapter was a dialogue-less chapter of basically guild arts, just goofing around. Honestly, it wasn't really much to say, that's why I didn't review them, but we're back to the main story, and I gotta say that this chapter was a bit disappointing. There was some cool aspects to it, but for the most part, some of the big stuff that I was hoping for was kind of disappointing. So the chapter starts off, and basically it's a colored page. We got Jalal there in shock of whoever the heck it was, and basically, you know, we got Ultir there like, oh, I can't possibly believe it, and judging from that, whoever the person under the hood is definitely somebody that, like, is just unbelievable. Is like, how can that possibly be? Which is why Jalal is believing the story that that person told, because I'm guessing from everything that was said that he knows everything that's supposed to happen or whatever. And that kind of leads me to believe, again, it's somebody from the future. If you see my prediction, I said maybe it's future Lucy, but, you know, whoever it is definitely somebody that is like, how can this possibly be this person? And that's why Jalal is going along with the story. Now, this chapter, we didn't get the identity, which everybody was like, oh, Magical 300 is going to be the identity of whoever's under the hood. We don't get that. And I'm very disappointed with that. I mean, I hope this doesn't get dragged out and it becomes a long-winded thing. I mean, it seems like we're heading into that arc next right after this tournament, so I don't want to wait a bajillion chapters to find out who's under the hood, and I thought that this would definitely be the chapter we got it, since it was like, you know, a 2-week break. You know, we got, well, not a 2-week break, but for the most part, those were, I believe, classified as omakes, because it wasn't really any real content. It was just, you know, pal around that chapters. So we didn't get the identity. Disappointment right there. There was some cool aspects in the chapter. Like, basically one of the big things about the chapter was Sting and Rogue. They go back to Sabretooth. The leader of Sabretooth is like, yo, you know, you lost, and he's going hard on them. And then the cat, the cat decides to butt in and say, hey, look, I got a tattoo of Sabretooth on my butt. I mean, it's like on his lower back. It looks like it's on his butt. And the leader of Sabretooth is like, yo, what are you doing with my tattoo on your body? You serious? And bam, blasts him away. And like I said in the intro, you kill the cat, that's when everything goes to hell, and Sting goes crazy. And for me, is like, on one aspect, I'm like, okay, it's cool. First of all, we get, you know, somewhat of a death, even though it's not a major character or anything, but at least, you know, the cat died, one of the Exceeds. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And Sting blasts a hole through the leader, and I'm like, it looks cool. But then I'm thinking, you know, this is the leader. How is Sting putting a hole through the leader? That's like Wendy walking up to Makarov and, yo, Makarov, bam! Hole in you, son. So the logic in there is definitely, once again, you know, something that is, where is it? You know, the leader, some guy, like, he couldn't even beat Natsu, which Natsu kind of just, you know, when Natsu went up against the leader of Sabretooth for that little brief encounter, he seemingly wasn't too oppressed by his power. So maybe just Natsu is very OP, or something just like beyond, even stronger than Genma, I believe that's the name of the leader of Sabretooth. So maybe that's what it is. But still, if he couldn't take down Natsu, how is he blasting holes through the leader of Sabretooth? So that logic there is like, it looked cool. I was like, oh shit, you know, what the hell is going on? Lecter's dying and there's a hole through him. But the logic there is like, come on. You know what I mean? And I believe it's Kaguda, if I'm correct. She looks happy there. She's like, yes, because this is helping out her. And I'm thinking she might have more involvement in all this massacre that's to come. But I'm not quite sure with that. And another big thing in the chapter was the graveyard. Gajeel brings Lucy, Gray, Natsu, Wendy, I believe that's it. I'm not sure if anyone else, to the graveyard where all the bones are. And we learn that those aren't actually the bones of, like, Igneel and all of their dragons, but they're even more ancient ones. So I'm a little like, this is going to probably lead to more answers, but I'm just thinking to myself, oh, you know, ancient ones, so that means that there's more obstacles to get more knowledge, which is cool because I don't want the story to go, you know, by quickly, but at the same time I was hoping that that would be something, you know, of Igneel or whatnot. But we will get answers because Wendy has that Milky Way power, which might be able to have her listen to the souls of the dragons or something. I don't know. It just seems a little bit like, hey, she just got this power. And then I guess very ending of the chapter, which was again where I was just like, oh, I thought we were gonna get like maybe even the last page be the identity, but the hooded person is writing something and runs away because somebody sees her. And is like, oh, who is this? Who is this? Or whatever. And the person reads the little memo pad, the person that caught her, and is like, oh, bad handwriting. So one of the other clues we have about this person is she has bad handwriting. So we know it's a girl. She seemingly is freaky for anybody to see, which leads me to believe she's probably from the future. She has bad handwriting. She's wearing sandals. There's our clues, because the hood is just, a hood to cover her identity. Who is it? Do any of you guys remember anybody that had seemingly bad handwriting? Was there a line where like, Levy, your handwriting is unbearable, or Lucy, your handwriting is unbearable? Let me know if you remember that in the series. Overall, pretty disappointed on, there's some likes of it. For the most part, I like the fact that we will get answers seemingly through Wendy's ability, the Milky Way ability. I like that it was cool to see Lecter die and seeing that blast. The disappointment parts is we didn't get the identity, which is a huge disappointment. And the logic of the blast, again, was like he blasted through the leader. But yeah, that's what I have for this review for the most part. It was a letdown with some cool stuff in it, I guess you could say. But let me know what you think. Were you excited with the chapter? Did you enjoy it? I mean, we will get some more answers leading to it, but just no identity was a little bit of a letdown. I thought Magical 300, but we didn't get it. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below, video response, and your overall thoughts of the chapter. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to learn the identity, because it seems it's going to be a while. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.